Peace. This is some coins I found in some research. This is King George from Barbados penny 1788. Showing a picture of King George, what he wore in the crown. It's another one of him, 1792. I'm gonna go back to the other one. That was 1788. That's King George III, I believe, in Barbados. That's what he really looked like. They try to give you the white images of him, but that probably ain't true.
Let me begin by saying, no, 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 no. I want to make clear, what you see before you is neither a coin nor painting, as was claimed by the ignorant individual at the beginning, named Sir Obadiah, who is a fake self-proclaimed minor noble. What it really is a token. Recorded on Wikipedia, tokens are coin-like objects used instead of coins. The field of tokens is part of exonomia. Tokens are used in place of coins and either have a denomination shown or implied by size, color or shape. Tokens are often made of cheaper metals. Copper, pewter, aluminium, brass, and tin were commonly used, while bakelite, leather, porcelain, and other less durable materials are also known. The key point of difference between a token and a coin is that a coin is issued by a governmental local or national authority, and is freely exchangeable for goods or other coins, whereas a token has a much more limited use and is often, but not always, issued by a private company, group, association or individual. This token, which allegedly depicts King George III, is made from the metal copper. This refutes it being a coin circulated throughout the Commonwealth, and also shows that it was not minted by the government or crown, but rather a private individual on the island of Barbados. As a result of this, we have no precedents to disbelieve the official documentation which records the token being struck in 1778 by a local plantation owner named Sir Philip Gibbs. Depicted on this token is the head of a slave, and not King George, and I shall prove it. Sure, this slave wears a coronet with 3 plumes, which has its origins in the monarchy, but this does not mean this is a monarch. Beneath the slave's head is written the text, "I serve." The crown represents the monarch of Great Britain, and beneath it is a slave. The slave serves Great Britain. This is all the token simply means. How can we tell it's a slave? By looking at the ear ring. Earrings such as this were not worn by members of the nobility. The small hoop earring commonly appears on slaves, during artwork of the time. From a medieval and Renaissance culture website I quote the following. Earrings appear to have been fashionable in the early Middle Ages, and then not at all through the High Middle Ages and Late Middle Ages, and then become trendy again in the 16th century. When they do appear in Western European artwork in the Late Middle Ages, earrings are a sign that the individual wearing them is not part of the norm, the other, to borrow the term from marked difference. Earrings and the other in 15th century Flemish art, in encountering medieval textiles and dress, often indicating that the person being depicted or described is meant to be Eastern or African. Note, for example, the use of earrings on scenes of the Adoration of the Magi. Think of it as a sort of late medieval artistic shorthand for exotic, rather than a depiction of something that followed the conventions of Western European fashions at that time. End quote. King George was not African, nor Eastern. Now showing is an art piece where Balthasar, the Magi who started to be depicted black, post 1200. He's shown wearing an earring. Is not this the same which can be seen worn on our token? Let me now produce further artwork of the time, where African slaves can be seen with the same hoop. Would King George III really wear that of a slave? I think not.
Thank you for watching True Nobilities Productions. Destroying the hopes and dreams of many miseducated Afrocentrists around the world.